Alright, it's finally here, Power Rangers Dino Fury. So let's talk about episode 1. And to join me, Mediocre Gamer.
Thanks for having me on. Ah yes, another year where they haven't adapted Takuger. It's 6 years old. Please.
Yeah, I feel the same. Tokyuger really should have been adapted before ryusoulger, or at least even Kyuranger. ryusoulger just ended only like last year or something. It's way too early to adapt it, but hey, it's beyond too late to complain about it now. We have a first episode to talk about. The theme song's pretty good. It's short and sweet. I like the evolution, revolution part, but it does sound a lot like Beast Morphers, and it's another take off of Go-Go Power Rangers, meaning RPM is still the last season to have a unique theme song.
The evolution, revolution part is literally the best part of the opening. It's kind of like the Dino Charge opening, except in reverse. The beginning of the Dino Charge opening was great, but the second half was, it's the second half that's better.
We open up on Buzz Blast, which is basically our buzz feed for the series. And Amelia, our Pink Ranger, works there. And side note, I am terrible with names, so I'm going to constantly refer to the Rangers by their color and their name interchangeably. We make some modern references, like I'm pretty sure they made a joke about Goop. And Amelia wants to do stories about Ghost. But the problem is that her boss doesn't want that in her stories because ghosts don't exist. We will later learn that this is a universe with, like, Power Rangers in it. Spoilers. But, like, okay, so assuming that this is the Prime universe, like, aliens invade, like, every year. But Ghost, that's just pushing it, man. But whatever, I guess she gives in and lets Amelia go out to Stonehenge for dinosaurs, or Dinohenge, which I'm so glad they actually called that in the show. And she accidentally nets and electrocutes Ollie, who's our Blue Ranger. And the reason why Ollie's here is because him and his mom are trying to be archaeologists and try to figure out what gives with Dinohenge. And so they use a drone to like scan the area. But then a little ranger comes out, and not like a little Power Ranger, but like a park ranger comes out and say, hey, you can't do that.
The park ranger's name is Garcia, which is the last name of the Black and Green Rangers, so he's probably their father.
Oh, that's actually a really good thought. I haven't thought about that. That's cool. And we hear like a little like background music to him, so I can imagine him being the kind of comic relief character of the season. And then Void Knight appears. He like teleports in. I don't know if he has like a ship flying above and we just don't see it. And he like literally blows a hole in the ground leading to the command center, which is kind of funny, just how blunt it is. And then Pink and Blue follow him in. And like Void Knight, he's Geisel from the Sentai. He's looking around for something. Then we also see Sulana, who like when we got the leak images, I thought was like a little dinosaur prince thing, but will turn out to be a cyborg and female named Sulana. And she tries to wake up Red from stasis, but it doesn't work. And Void Knight tries to like kill her, but then Ollie steps in to save her. And then Sulana tries tossing this little key to activate the guards to the place. But then Void Knight catches it in midair, and the guards are the foot soldiers for the series and in the Sentai, which is a kind of really cool, unique idea. It kind of reminds me of Time Force, where like the foot soldiers in Time Force were originally supposed to be good, but then the villains hijacked them to be bad. And then we get this little exchange between Pink and Blue that reveals that they both know karate a little, and Blue knows fencing. Which, you know, it's pretty nice to establish that they can indeed fight before they get the Ranger powers. And then we get an actually really well choreographed fight scene on Morphed. And then eventually the swords like give them their morphers, kind of like in Lost Galaxy. And then they do a quick morph, so we're in the suits. And Ollie references that this is a universe with Power Rangers in it, and how he really, really wants some Zords. And a side note, the ryusoulger suits are all great. I love the helmets, and I really like the silver accent and all the base Rangers. Dark blue on gold also makes him unique, kind of looking like samurai gold. And then Void Knight finds these purple fetus things, which are called Sporexes, which when we got like confirmation that it's going to be a thing in the series, a thing called Sporex, I thought it was going to be the mushroom guy from the Sentai. I'm blanking on his name now, but I guess not. But then finally Red's awakened from his ancient slumber, and he fights a little, and then he turns his sword into a dagger, which I'm pretty sure is unique. But then the Sporexes are accidentally released, and Void Knight chases after them. And then it's revealed that the Sporexes turn into the Monsters of the Week, which I really like how unique of an idea this is, because, well, the Monsters of the Week are now like all released at once, and well, I mean, they will hatch later than immediately, but you know what I mean, like, and then also Void Knight doesn't immediately control them, so we can, well, I mean, he immediately controls one, but this opens the opportunity for like some of the Sporexes to be just mindless monsters who do not follow Void Knight at all. Some of them do follow Void Knight, and we might even have a super intelligent one that doesn't want to fight at all in sides of the Rangers. And then demorph, and then the morphers actually turn into communicators. That's cool. And Zatos demorphs and reveals he's an alien, and then he like holds their hand, Blue and Pink's hands, and he apparently is also a telepath because he like reads their minds and knows who they are. I don't know if he has to touch them or what. And then we get some backstory time where Zatos, our Red Ranger, reveals that the Sporexes 65 million years ago were invading his home planet, and his buddies tried to defend them, but they destroyed their planet. And then they somehow found out they're going to Earth, and then they chased after them in their medieval spaceship, just like in Ultima 1. And I guess dinosaurs are also really intelligent, so they helped out the Knights to defend Earth from the Sporexes, and we see Zatos ride upon a dinosaur because that's really cool. And then the monsters grow giant, and they're like, crap! But then, deep lore cut, the fucking Morphing Masters come out and give them Power Ranger powers. And I'm like, oh my god, the Morphing Masters, like, that's a deep lore cut that I was never expecting an actual season to talk about. Well, technically they were in Mighty Morphin, but that was Zyuranger footage they needed to explain, and they didn't really think about it other than just naming them Morphing Masters. They don't look exactly like how they do in the comics, but eh. And we do kind of spoil Gold's reveal a little, but whatever. I showed my grandma the designs for ryusoulger and Dino Fury, and she said Gold looked like a baseball uniform. So I kind of wonder what she would think about Dynaman, whose suits are meant to be based off of baseball uniforms.
And yes, the Stonehenges are the Zords. I noticed that the first time I saw them, that they were the exact same type of dinosaurs as the Zords, which I can say is okay.
I wonder if the statues themselves will turn into the Zords, or if they're just there for display. And then we get big spoiler for all the new Zords and armor combos and gold, and even the Max Ryusoul armor. I don't know what they will call it in Dino Fury, but it's basically our battleizer for the season, and spoilers for Ryusoulger, it's meant to be Geisel or Void Knight's armor. So, well, there was a part in this episode where Zatos says, "Hey, where'd you get that armor from?" to Void Knight. So I'm wondering Void Knight stole the armor from somewhere. And Red also mentions that the other Rangers from the past were lost.
But I also have a theory that the Gold Ranger is probably from the same planet as the Red Ranger. Same with Void Knight.
Yeah, I can see that. We don't see Gold's gun on display, so I'm gonna assume like he's in stasis somewhere else. Or we might go full Dino Charge and he's like actually Void Knight. I wonder how they would do the good guy Brown Void Knight. We kind of have rumors for who could be Gold's actor, but nothing's 100% concrete with that. We know eventually, because of the leak images, that Mick from Ninja Steel will appear, but I don't know if it will just be a one-off cameo or he'll become a main character. So, I don't know. Maybe that's how they use the brown Void Knight suit. I really like the pilot. You know, before we got all these clips of Dino Fury, I was like, fuck this show. They should have done Tokyuger or Q-Ranger. But no, actually, it's really good. The characters are already pretty likable, and we don't have, like, that urge to throw out all these starter powers for the Rangers in the first episode, like a lot of pilots try to do. We don't even see black or green, but that's just like in ryusoulger. They come in slightly later. I really like the setup for the Sporex, and I kind of do feel it's intriguing about Void Knight and who he could be, or even she. Ugh.
I just say I agree with a lot of the things that you've said. The characters are kind of like the characters in Samurai so far. They seem kind of one-dimensional, but in Samurai, they were entertaining one-dimensional. I'm hope that is only the first episode, so I kind of hope the characters are a little fleshed out some more. But it ain't my show, so I can't do anything about it. Overall, the episode's great. I liked it. I liked the characters. I liked the suits. The reason I talked about Samurai earlier is because I'm currently watching through it, and will probably do a review of it myself on my channel, kind of like Linkara, but I actually know what I'm talking about. I'll probably have more to say as the show goes on, but for now, I'll just sit back and enjoy the show. Also, bring me on if you ever review Friday the 13th.
Will do, bud. It is on my short list of things I really, really want to review, but always kind of forget to and review something else. So we'll eventually do it. And good luck with your review of Power Rangers Samurai. And as for this series, because of our hectic schedules, we will only be doing videos for premieres, season reviews, and special episodes. So if like a crossover happens, even though Hasbro said they weren't going to do any this season, but they do, and it was just a secret, we'll do that. But thank you guys for watching. We're a little bit Dino Furious. You can check out Mediocre Gamer's channel. Make sure to subscribe to her, and make sure to subscribe to me. Haha! But seriously, check out Mediocre Gamer. She's really cool.